Not bad. Oh, load cover's a bit flimsy. Almost every aspect of this car was built to last forever, with the exception of the cup holder and the plastic bits on the seat and the fact that the driver's seat's torn a bit. There is something bothering me, and that is this. Listen. Did you hear it? A little whistle when it's under load. Not that there's much opportunity to put it under load recently. Being a whistly sound, I was thinking it might be boost pipe leak, something like that. But as the engine gets warm, it goes away, which means it's more likely to be a knackered blade on the turbo. Should I have a look? Potentially, I could have quite a problem here, because I don't know anything about these. I know the turbo's at the back of the engine rather than the front, which is even more awkward. I don't know what the accessibility is like. It seems that with cars like this that are built to properly last, you get loads of warning before anything really does go wrong by it hinting that something isn't quite right. Beyond that plate is the turbo, and then the inlet for it here, which is a bit grotty looking. But worse though, there appears to be quite a bit of oil knocking about on the top of the engine. Maybe I will find a proper use for this thing after all. Poured a bit of panel wipe on there and to thin it out, so I should start it up and see if I can see any leaks going on. In case you've forgotten what this video is about, I had the slightly unnerving situation of a strange sound coming from the turbo on the Volvo. A hiss would suggest some sort of boost leak. A whistle would suggest that the turbo's worn, and a little birdie chirrup that it sometimes does, maybe because it's been fettled. Although it hasn't, at least not that I know of. And it couldn't have been done before because it's only just started doing it. I really need not for this car to go wrong. And that's kind of why I have it. And this car is my daily driver. It's something I rely on, which gives me another problem. Because if I start messing about with this too much, I could find myself in a situation where I've got no car until it's mended properly. So now, with the top still off the engine, I'm going to take it out for a little spin around Kingsway Business Park, where I can get a good bit of heat into the engine, do some revolutions. The other potential problem that I'm having here is that I drive it a bit too gently nearly all of the time. Come back and see if there's any more oil on top of the engine. Hopefully that's just there from the massive amount of oil I had to put into it when I did an oil change. There are a few reasons why I don't exactly boot this car, and you can probably guess what they all are. First and foremost is that it uses up a whole lot more fuel. I don't like to be abusive. I don't like to be a cock. Some people are cocks. They drive like they're the only thing on the road and nobody else is of any significance whatsoever. I don't do that. Because the temperature has warmed up so much, it means that the car does as well. I've actually got the car to full operating temperature. Last week I couldn't. It wouldn't get warmed up on the way to work. I went to Todmorden and it barely got there. I went to Bury and it still hadn't got up to working temperature, but now it has. Give it a chance for the traction control to kick in a little bit there. I'll do it again just here. Oh. Ah, that's interesting. That's what I was a bit concerned with, going into limp mode. And that's what it's done. It's just gone into limp mode. I didn't thrash it, I just revved it a bit, which is a pity because for a moment there, it really did feel great. There we go. Come to the garden centre. That's probably the best thing for me to do right now. You would think there'd be some sort of light on the dashboard saying, "Oh no, something's wrong. Please calm down," or what have you. But there isn't. There's nothing there at all. So it's going to have to be somewhat plugged in, I think. Go for the performance in limp mode. That's it. It's about 2,500 revs and then it doesn't want to do anymore. But is it enough to actually get me around just in case? And I think I'll find that it actually is. You just don't slow down as much for the corners. Pass duck. Another one with PA55 as the registration. What I haven't mentioned so far is the other day I had one of those moments where I got a bit annoyed, unfortunately, by traffic just getting in the way. So when I did set off, I kind of, give it the beans, and then it went into limp mode then as well. But having got out of the shop, it was fine. So whether it'll just go into limp mode if you get it to its rev limiter, I don't know. But I'm not even sure I did get it to its rev limiter then. I'll have to try it again, I think. Try the reset method of simply switching the engine off. Whether I need to do more than that, like lock it or something, not sure. Start it back up. This is the first time I wanted to get back here first before doing that. Like, a little part of it thought, if I just switch it off over in the business park and it won't start again, then I've got myself a problem. So sensibly, I came back here first. Hello, horsey. And that simple action of switching it off and then back on again was enough to get it to work properly. Straight away, turbo kicks back in. So, gonna have to delve a little bit deeper, I think. Two courses of action I could take here. First would be to delve into the dark depths of the internet where somebody will have experienced this thing before. The second, obvious really, isn't it? Yep. Get the diagnostics machine on it. Of all the things I get sent to me, you'd imagine a diagnostics machine to be something I find very useful. But the fact is, they don't tend to work on cars like these or Nigel out there. And the last one I had sent to me, I tried it on the Volvo when the wipers weren't working and it couldn't figure anything out. The internet on the D5 engine told me exactly what I suspected, that it could be just a boost issue and that causes limp mode. It can do. Also could be a faulty EGR. Look at the size of this thing. Will I be able to figure out how to use it? It wants me to plug into the internet. I can't really do that. It's too late to really get cracking looking at boost pipes on this from underneath, because that's obviously where I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to get the car jacked up and be clambering underneath it. Even the thought of such an exciting episode is enough to make me want to have a sit down. So I have done. I'm going to have to properly address this on Monday. If it's a pipe, I've simply got to wait until it gets a lot worse before I can see where the problem actually is. The only trouble with that is I could end up finding myself in a whole load of trouble. Personally, I'd be happy to do a whole load more walking. But walking isn't what you do when it comes to shopping, or taking the family out, or taking the dog to the park. For the first time in quite a while, I have myself only one car I can use as well. This one works, but I need to do the head and get the MOT. This one does have an MOT, but the gearbox is about to completely give up. And then the MG TF only has 2 seats. It also doesn't have an MOT yet. Boost control is going wrong. So you could say that I've had a slightly unproductive day. I'm not going to worry about it. I've been investigating, and like all good investigators, top of the list of things not to worry about is not worrying about things. Maybe I would get better views if I did a Tommy Autos. I go, fuck this Volvo! Fuck this Volvo! Fuck this Volvo, you sweetest piece of shit! Doesn't sound very realistic, does it? You'd think I would be able to do a Yorkshire accent really easily, but for some reason, I can't. I'm just far too posh. Nobody drives a Volvo V70 around effing and jeffing. It just doesn't fit. Losing one's temper whilst driving a Volvo is like trying to wear gloves on your feet. About a year ago, I decided that I should change this channel in such a way where I would post longer videos created over the course of weeks rather than a day, so I could finish the story off rather than leaving everything unfinished. And it's taken until now for me to realise that that doesn't really work. I've had fewer views, I've had less watch time, and I've been earning a lot less since doing that. So I'm going to stop. And with that, I'm going to end this video and call it part 1 of the Volvo problem. Monday I shall return to this particular job in hand and just hope it doesn't give me too much trouble in the meantime. And with that, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for being a subscriber. Thank you very much for being a channel member. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. Thank you for disliking. Thank you for watching to the end. Thank you for sharing with a friend. Thank you for making a cup of tea during the adverts rather than flicking off. I know they're annoying. I don't want to watch them, but thank you, because that does help. Thank you for following me on Facebook. Thank you for supporting my other channel, Captain Mustard. Is there anything else I can thank you for? I wonder if anyone's got a full score. I should do a chart. You can tick the card to tell me how much I should be thanking you for. Because if you've done every single one of these, then really, I owe you a favour. I don't know what it is. Right, I'm rambling now. See you in the next one. Oh, I thought he was going to turn around there. Time! Something I'm struggling with as much as ever. Solution. Just get down to work earlier. Get up earlier. Get yourself motivated earlier. Yes, good advice. I've got one even better though. Do that and remember to take the key for the car that I used to block the door with. Then I won't have to drive back home again to go and collect it. Having seen this on the way down, I did have this thought that crossed my mind. It'd be quicker if I just got my bike, rode home to collect the key. The bike's in the lockup with the car in front of it. That's the problem in the first place. I didn't have that thought for long, but I had it for too long. Whilst driving through queues of traffic, you get to see people's expressions, and they are invariably really miserable. That could be caused by the fact that there's so much traffic, or that people are just miserable. Are people just miserable these days, in general? And if they're not miserable, then they're quite annoying. They can't get it right, can they?